Does your child's homework time feel like a constant battle for focus? You're not just fighting a short attention span. You're up against their brain's unique wiring. It's a struggle rooted deep in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain that's supposed to regulate attention, behavior, and emotion. But what if you could use that same science to help them? What if you could actually rewire their focus? In this video, I'll show you 6 science-backed boosters that can improve your child's memory, attention, and emotional regulation in just 10 minutes a day. If you're parenting a child with ADHD, you already know it's not about trying harder. You've seen them try. You've seen the frustration, the disorganization, and the emotional roller coaster. This isn't a character flaw. It's a reflection of the unique neurobiology of the ADHD brain. ADHD is characterized by systemic deficits in the brain's executive function network. These challenges are rooted in suboptimal transmission of key brain chemicals, dopamine and norepinephrine, within the prefrontal cortex. This leads to difficulties with 3 critical skills: inhibitory control, the brakes; working memory, the brain's sticky notes; and cognitive flexibility, the ability to pivot. The powerful, fast-thinking ADHD brain often struggles with impulse control and those critical executive functions. But here's the hopeful, empowering truth. The brain isn't set in stone. It's plastic, which means it can change, adapt, and build new connections. This is the power of neuroplasticity. By using targeted, consistent, non-pharmacological interventions, we can leverage neuroplasticity to strengthen these crucial brain circuits, as highlighted in research from publications like Frontiers in Psychiatry. And no, this doesn't mean hours of grueling therapy. We're talking about 6 simple, 10-minute brain boosters you can weave into your daily routine. These aren't just random tips. They're grounded in what we know about the ADHD brain, designed to build better habits and empower your child through their school years. So, let's get into the first booster you can start using tomorrow morning. Booster number 1, the Morning Reset, Circadian Light plus Omega-3 Snack. Sound familiar? Your child's alarm goes off and they're groggy and irritable. It feels like their internal clock is totally out of sync. You're right, it is. A wealth of research shows that up to 80% of individuals with ADHD have a delayed circadian rhythm, meaning their internal body clock is running late. Their brains produce the sleep hormone melatonin much later, making it incredibly difficult to wake up. This isn't laziness, it's a biological mismatch. This is where our first 10-minute booster comes in. It's a 2-part punch designed to reset that internal clock and fuel the brain for focus. First, the science. The most powerful signal to advance the biological clock is bright, blue-enriched light in the morning. Research from institutions like Vrije Universiteit Amsterdam confirms that when this light hits our eyes, it signals the brain to shut down melatonin and fire up alertness-boosting dopamine. The second part is nutrition. The brain's nerve cells thrive on omega-3 fatty acids, like EPA and DHA, which help build strong cell membranes for efficient signaling. Paired with a probiotic, particularly a bifidobacterium strain, you can also support the gut-brain axis to help modulate neurotransmitter activity, a connection explored by resources like the Associated Clinic of Idaho. Here's how to do it in 10 minutes. Within the first 30 minutes of waking, have your child sit by a source of bright light, sunlight, or a 10,000 lux therapy lamp while they eat a specific snack. Give them a small, powerhouse breakfast, like Greek yogurt with walnuts, or a few bites of smoked salmon. Walnuts and fatty fish are packed with omega-3s. The yogurt can provide beneficial probiotics. You're not adding a task. You're just changing the environment for their first few bites. What can you expect? This isn't an instant fix, but by making this a daily routine, you are giving the brain the signal to wake up and the fuel to get going. Over time, this practice helps nudge their delayed body clock forward, making mornings less of a battle. Booster number 2, the preschool kinetic burst, aerobic movement. Your child is up and fed. Now for the next hurdle, getting them ready for school. You've probably heard that exercise helps, but when and what kind is best? The answer is a short, strategic burst of movement, right before they need to concentrate. Here's the science. Physical activity is one of the most effective non-drug tools for managing ADHD symptoms. A meta-analysis featured in the ADHD Evidence Project shows that moderate-intensity aerobic exercise provides an immediate, though transient, boost to processing speed and attention. This is because it increases cerebral blood flow and boosts the very same neurotransmitters targeted by stimulant medication, dopamine and norepinephrine. It also triggers the release of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, often called Miracle-Gro for the brain, which helps build and strengthen neural connections for better long-term executive function. Here's the 10-minute plan. The goal is a kinetic burst of heart-pumping aerobic exercise. It's about getting their heart rate up, not marathon training. This could be a brisk 10-minute walk or bike ride before the bus comes. Stuck inside? Try 10 minutes of jumping jacks, high knees, or a dance party. The intensity should be moderate. They should be able to talk, but not sing. The benefit is both immediate and long-term. In the short term, you're priming their brain for learning. They'll walk into class with more of the brain chemicals needed for focus. Over time, consistent release of BDNF helps build a stronger, more efficient brain. You're not just burning off excess energy, you're strategically building a better brain. Booster number 3, the Study Zone Optimizer, white noise masking. It's time for homework, the toughest part of the day for many kids with ADHD. The house is full of distractions. You've tried silence, but their mind seems to create its own noise. It sounds backward, but the solution might not be less noise, but the right kind of noise. The science behind this is a fascinating phenomenon called stochastic resonance. The ADHD brain often has a lower level of baseline neural noise, partly due to dopamine differences, making it hard to detect important signals, like words on a page. The theory suggests that adding a steady, random background noise, external neural noise, can actually boost those weak cognitive signals, helping the brain lock on to the main task. Studies show that for many with ADHD, listening to white noise improves focus and memory. Here's how to put it into practice. During homework, have your child wear headphones and listen to a stream of white noise. This is a sound containing all frequencies, like static. You can find tracks on YouTube or streaming apps. As sources like My Gut Instinct point out, brown noise, which is deeper and more rumbling, is also a great option that many prefer. The sound must be constant and boring. No music with lyrics. Start with a 10-minute focus sprint with the noise, then take a quick break. By using this study zone optimizer, you're giving your child a tool to regulate their own brain's arousal. The noise creates a predictable soundscape that lets the prefrontal cortex focus its energy on what matters, turning homework from a battle into something productive. Booster number 4, the afternoon cognitive load, skill game or exergaming. The after-school slump is real. Your child is mentally fried, but buzzing with energy. Letting them zone out on passive video games can lead to meltdowns. What their brain needs is a different kind of engagement, a skill game or exergame. Let's look at the science. This is about training executive functions through play. Activities that require a high cognitive load, constant, quick decisions, and impulse suppression are like a workout for the prefrontal cortex. When you add movement, as in exergaming, the benefits multiply. As research in journals like Taylor and Francis Online suggests, these high dopamine activities can have superior adherence rates. The movement boosts vital neurotransmitters and BDNF, while the game's mental demands act as online training for processing speed and self-control. This concept is even used in FDA-authorized digital therapeutics like EndeavorRx, a video game designed to improve attention, as detailed by Achille Interactive. Here's your 10-minute booster plan. Engage your child in an activity with both physical and mental demands. This doesn't require a fancy console. Martial arts drills, like in judo, are fantastic. Practicing passes in soccer or basketball, where they must constantly scan and make split-second choices, is another great option. Even a challenging game of catch with unexpected throws works. The magic here is that it feels like fun, not therapy. You're using your child's natural desire for play to build critical brain skills for impulse control and quick thinking, skills that are directly transferable to the classroom. Booster number 5, the evening transition. Mindfulness plus microgiving. The evening can be a time of friction and emotional meltdowns. This booster is designed to strengthen their mental stop button and boost their mood. The science is twofold. First, we target inhibitory control, the brain's brakes, through micro-sessions of mindfulness. Mindfulness is a direct workout for the prefrontal cortex, strengthening the networks that help us pause before we act. The second part, microgiving, taps into the brain's reward system. As highlighted in Chad News, performing small acts of kindness can trigger a dopamine reward pathway, helping to counter negative social patterns and boost self-worth. Here's the 10-minute evening plan. Start with a 5-minute game of statue or freeze dance. Play music and have everyone dance. When the music stops, everyone freezes. This game is a fun, active form of mindfulness that exercises inhibitory control. After, introduce a 5-minute micro-giving challenge. Do one small, unexpected act of kindness for someone in the family. It could be giving a real compliment, helping set the table without being asked, or just asking someone about their day and truly listening. This booster provides a structured way to de-escalate evening chaos. The statue game playfully strengthens self-control. The micro-giving challenge shifts the focus from their own frustrations to the positive feeling of contributing, helping reduce meltdowns and building a sense of competence. Booster number 6, the bedtime blueprint, sensory wind down. You've made it through the day, but getting your child to sleep remains. The ADHD brain is often wired to be a night owl, and many kids with ADHD also have sensory sensitivities. This final booster is about creating a bedtime architecture, a 10-minute sensory blueprint to calm the nervous system. The science here is about creating a sleep-permissive environment. As outlined by resources like Neurodivergent Insights, we need to control light, using warm-toned, dim lighting to allow for natural melatonin production. Second, we use sensory tools to provide calming input. Deep pressure from a weighted blanket, for instance, triggers the release of calming neurotransmitters like serotonin. Finally, just as white noise helps focus, other colors of noise help with sleep. Brown noise, with its deeper frequencies, is great for masking disruptive sounds and facilitating relaxation. Here's your 10-minute bedtime blueprint. An hour before bed, start dimming the lights. Then, in the final 10 minutes before lights out, implement the sensory wind down. This can include using a weighted blanket or lap pad. The deep pressure is incredibly grounding for a restless body. Playing brown noise. Use an app or sound machine to play a low, rumbling sound to block out sudden noises. Reducing other sensory input. Ensure pajamas are comfortable and there are no blinking electronic lights. An eye mask can be a game changer. By creating a consistent, sensory-soothing bedtime blueprint, you are actively helping regulate your child's overstimulated nervous system. This routine doesn't just help them fall asleep faster, it improves sleep quality, which has a direct, positive impact on ADHD symptoms the next day. Parenting a child with ADHD takes a deep well of strategies. You are their most important coach. Organizations like CHAD offer invaluable resources, including parent training programs that can give you even more tools. Start small. Pick just one of these boosters to try this week. See how it feels. And remember to celebrate the small wins. Every smoother morning, every more focused homework session is proof that you're making a difference. You are empowering your child with the brain-based support they need to navigate their world with more confidence and calm. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and turn on notifications. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which one of these boosters are you going to try first?